on a Thursday night. Actually, I think it's insane to play on Thursday nights, given those guys the short week to get ready. They ought to have a bye week before every Thursday night game, so you're ready. And we get to see better football, but that's not how it is. So hey, let's make the best out of it. It's uh, it's going to be a maybe not the best game in the world, but we do have it's the New York Football Giants. They're 1-1. They're traveling across the country to play the 2-0 San Francisco 49ers, and I don't see this as being really that great of a game. But it's football. You never know what's going to happen. That's why they play the games and why they don't just predict them and just say, hey, the game's over and this is what happened. You actually have to watch it, and that's a silly thing for me to say, but whatever. This is going to be my pregame. I'm also going to post a summary at the end of each quarter tonight, so tune in 4 more times, and don't forget to hit the submit button, subscribe button. I'm sorry, I'm first time doing this, so love it if you would subscribe, and we could become Thursday night and Sunday night and Monday night friends. As far as the game, the Giants have given up the most points in the league. They've given up 68 points in 2 games, and obviously getting beat by Dallas 40-0. It's actually the worst shutout loss in that series, which is pretty crazy. They've been playing against each other for, the Cowboys came in around 61, 62, so, it's a long time. It's 63 years. Oh my God, it's almost as old as me. It's 61 years. And then in their second game, they were down 20-0 at half and rallied to beat Arizona 31-28, which pretty impressive. Injuries for the Giants. Obviously, Saquon's out tonight. That's a huge loss. He is basically, to me, he's their whole offense. Great running back. Matt Breida will probably get, the majority of carries. They also have their left tackle, Andrew Thomas, and left guard, Ben Bredeson, out. That's got to hurt. I mean, that's the side that the quarterback doesn't get to see. So could be a rough night for Daniel Jones. Maybe roll him out a little bit. Their strong side linebacker, Azeez Ojulari, is also with a hamstring. Their defense hasn't played all that well all year, and the 49ers coming in, that's not going to make anything any easier because the 49ers have a lot of weapons. Without Saquon, the Giants have, to me, no game breakers. Slayton and Campbell are decent wide receivers, and Waller's a very good tight end, but he always seems to find himself hurt. So we'll see what happens. Daniel Jones, never been a big fan. He really had a much better year than I ever expected him to last year. He's been throwing at 67%. He's got 425 yards and 2 touchdowns. Where he's most dangerous is his running ability. He's got 102 yards and a rushing touchdown. Maybe with the the left tackle and the left guard out, he maybe be running a little bit more tonight. He just isn't going to see it coming. Waller is his number 1 receiver with 9 receptions and 112 yards. The defense has no sacks in the first 2 games. I mean, even my Bears have a sack, which is really sad. No interceptions as well, so you're not going to win a lot of ball games if you don't get any turnovers. And yes, I am wearing a Bobby Boucher jersey. Their leading tackler is safety Jason Pinnock, 18 tackles, 13 of them solo. I didn't think the Giants would make the playoffs last year. I don't think they're that special, but they'll definitely come out and play hard tonight. San Francisco, on the other hand, they've outscored their opponents 2-1, 60-30. They crushed the Steelers on Sunday night, first week of the season, 30-7. Week 2, there were 2 late turnovers that helped them hold on to beat a much better Rams team. Matthew Stafford looks like he's ready to go this year. They beat him 30-23. San Fran comes into this game relatively healthy. Obviously, Brandon Ayuk missing the game is going to be that's going to be a big deal for them. That's not going to help them. Sorry, I had to turn the music off. Didn't want anything stupid coming on. Raymond McLeod will probably get a little bit of action, but They've got Debo. They've got Kittle. So their wide receivers, their receiving core is going to be fine. McCaffrey is a fantasy stud. He's been a beast this year. He stayed healthy so far. Fingers crossed. I got him on about 5 teams. He's leading the league in rushing with 268 yards. The next closest is Bijan with 180 yards. I mean, that's a big deal. He also has 2 rushing touchdowns. Um, you know, Brock Purdy has been a very solid quarterback, a huge surprise. He doesn't have to do as much as Daniel Jones does. He's got just a lot more weapons to deal with. He has similar stats to Jones, a little bit better passing percentage with 66.7%, 1 yard more at 426 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns passing. He's also got 25 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. McCaffrey's side, like I said, they got a lot of weapons. Ayuk not playing losing him is a big deal. Debo's got 11 receptions for 118 yards, 7 rushes for 46 and a touchdown. Debo's probably going to get a lot more looks this tonight, maybe get a couple more runs. Kittle's off to a slow start, but he's a really stud tight end, and both of those guys are good, solid fantasy players. On defense, Drake Johnson, who I've never heard of, has 3 sacks already and a pass defended. Another guy I haven't heard of, who's obviously playing really well, is Diamador Lenore. 20 total tackles, 16 solos, which that's a lot for a corner. He also has an interception. And, of course, they have Fred Warner, Ohio State's own Joey Bosa. I'm a big Buckeye fan. And they have the always steady former Chicago Bear, Tayshaun Gibson. Tayshaun always seems to be in the right place at the right time. As of now, the spread for the Niners was 10.5. The over-under 44. I'm not really a gambler. It's not my thing. I would take the 49ers and give the points, and take the under. But like I said, I'm not really a gambler. In fact, I really stink at it. So my prediction for tonight is going to be the 49ers 31 and the New York Giants 10. Please make sure you subscribe. Tune back in at the end of the first quarter. I will be back to talk about what I've seen, and let's hope it's a better game than I think it's going to be. Enjoy.